that comes from hard work. So today for another episode of our VODCAST, we have Felix from Germany for the project Southern Diaries. So the project Southern Diaries is based on SDG goal number 8, decent work and economic growth. So we'll talk about your experience in Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
And also about your project, what you experienced so far and what you think about Sri Lanka.
Okay.
So this we have in 2 sections. First part we'll ask you about the project, what you did so far, and next part will be a rapid question round about Sri Lanka.
Yeah,
okay?
Of course. Sounds great.
Okay, so we'll start from the first question. So I think you had a great time so far doing this project, Southern Diaries. So, and what inspired you to select this project, mainly this Southern Diaries project? So we have many other projects. So why did you choose this project?
Yeah, I chose this project because back in Germany I studied industrial engineering. So it's a mixture of engineering with economics or business administration. And I think that project fitted my expectations I had on this exchange program the best. So we had a lot of cultural events and experiences in this project, and we combined that with the SDG goal number 8, economic growth. So we could develop like some marketing strategies and some video film materials for Sri Lanka.
Yeah, so that's nice. So we'll move into the next question. So this must be a new experience for you. So you have come from another country to a new country and new people. You met new people, new culture. So you may have faced many challenges during this period. So what you have to tell about that? What are the challenges you faced so far?
I think the biggest challenge that I faced was the cultural shock in the beginning of my exchange. I was the first EP that arrived here, especially not only in this mater accommodation, but in general after COVID. So I was surrounded only by locals, and they mainly only spoke Singaland. So that was very hard, and some of them couldn't explain simple things to me in English. So it was always communicating with hands and feet. I think that was the biggest challenge I faced, but it got better when I met the other exchange participants than in Goa.
Yeah, so that's nice. So you somehow overcame that challenge, right?
Yeah, sure.
Now you are.
Otherwise I wouldn't be sitting here.
Yeah, that's cool. So I like to know what are the best experiences you got from this project, Southern Diaries?
Especially from the project, or?
Especially from the project.
Especially from the project. I think the best experience I had was bathing with Ravijay and Satsara in Fatma, I think it is called. You can imagine it like a very slippery big rock, and then we slide it down that rock like a slope, basically. And after that, after we had our bath, we went swimming with the locals in that pond there, and we have experienced the local culture in form of music and dances as well.
Okay, so that's nice. So how did you know about AIESEC in Ruhuna and this project? How did you know about this?
My brother recommended me AIESEC. He was also a student, but he is now 28 years old. And yeah, I must calculate his age. And he recommended that because I wanted to do something in my semester free time, so the free time between my semesters. So he recommended me AIESEC, and then I just searched on the AIESEC website, which was very difficult because it's not programmed very well, to be honest. But I'm glad that I found this project and that I'm now here.
Yeah, that's nice. So how was your experience with other EPs here in Sri Lanka?
Oh, my experience with other EPs was great. I met them in my third week, when my project ended, then I moved to Gaul in the accommodation. And there I met Johnny, Paula, Eva, Sabna, Elham, and Amania. They all come from different places, but Johnny and Paula come from Germany too. So we could speak a little German. That was also nice because I hadn't spoke German for 2 or 3 weeks when I got here. And the other IPs were also very self-confident and very nice to me. So it was a great time living in the accommodation and shared them with them.
So my next question, so you have come to the end of your project now. So if you get a chance to recommend AIESEC in Ruhuna and your project Southern Diaries, how would you recommend the project, and especially AIESEC in Ruhuna?
I can recommend AIESEC in Ruhuna, especially for the amount of effort everybody puts in for not only the project, but also for special events like the cultural fest we had yesterday. That was great. Or there's always somebody you can ask. If he gives you a sufficient answer, that's another question, but there's always somebody you can ask, and I think that's a great idea. You should keep that.
Yeah, thank you. So next I'm asking, so this Southern Diaries project must have improved you in some ways. Surely you have grown in some areas in yourself. So what are those things? We like to know, how did you grow from this project personally?
I think I've grown personally in that direction, that I gained a lot of cultural experience, especially when I got in touch with a lot of locals in the first 2 weeks, or in the 2 weeks of my project. And then I gained a lot of mental strength, because it helped some issues to face. We already talked about that. But I overcome that, and I think I developed myself in a good direction, especially through this project.
Yeah, that's cool. So this is the last question of this round. So what do you have to say for the people who are in the podcast today? What is your word to give them?
To my friends that are coming from Gaul now, or
today, who are here for the podcast?
Wait. Oh, that's a great question. Let me just think about it for a second. I can tell them that Sri Lanka is a beautiful country. It has a wonderful nature. I've never seen such amazing species, especially fauna and flora, before. And I can totally recommend Sri Lanka as a country. It's a nice place for a visit or a vacation, but you need to spend a lot of time here to get to see everything. So we were here for 6 weeks or 7 weeks now, and I can't say that I visited every place I would like to visit. So if you go to Sri Lanka, take 2 months and take your time.
Yeah, that's really nice. So next we have the rapid question round. So that we ask about Sri Lanka, not about the project. So let's go to the next round. So the first question is, what is the nickname the friends of you call you?
Oh, I don't have a nickname. My friends just call me Felix.
Okay.
It's very hard to find a nickname for Felix.
So the next question, the most refreshing drink you found in Sri Lanka?
Oh, wait a second. Especially one of my friends, Jay, is always calling me Captain Red, because
Captain
I got a really bad sunburn in the first 2 weeks.
Okay, so your nickname Captain Red.
Yeah, you can say that.
Okay, so the next question, what is the most refreshing drink you had in Sri Lanka?
The most refreshing drink is the ginger beer, because it's tickling my throat.
Yeah, so that's nice. We also like ginger beer here so much. So the next question, we as AIESEC in Ruhuna would like to know the most inspiring quality that you saw from us.
I think what was the thing that inspired me the most was the cultural fest yesterday, because I've got in touch with a lot of locals, but not only locals, also other EPs that and there I gained a lot of knowledge about their countries. For example, the nail pooping with Eva and Jopra from the Netherlands. And everybody put so much effort and spent so much time decorating the fest, preparing it, preparing food, cooking food. That was a great experience. I can totally recommend it.
Yeah. So the next question. So as you are from the project Southern Diaries, I know that you have traveled all over the country. So what is the most eye-catching place you saw in Sri Lanka?
I think the most eye-catching place I saw when I was part of the project was Sigiriya or Lion's Rock. It was a great experience, but unfortunately when we climbed up there, my project manager Zattara got scratched by a monkey and then he needed to go to the hospital for his 5 vaccinations against rabies. But it was a total great experience. So.
Yeah. So the next one. So far you may have learned or heard many Sinhala words. So is there any Sinhala word that always heard, that most frequently heard word to yourself, and you know the meaning of the word?
The most frequently heard word by myself is hari-hari, and it's used in a lot of different situations. It can mean okay, or yes, or or yeah, we can do that, let's go. It has a lot of meanings, and I would like to establish that word when I'm back in Germany with my local friends.
Okay, that's really nice. So the last question for the rapid round. So if you are going to give points 10 out of for this interview, how much will you give?
Yeah, I would give you 11 points. You made a great job.
Oh, thank you.
It was a great interview, and I hope I answered all your questions sufficiently.
So now we have come to the end of our podcast session. So it was really nice to talk with you, to share your experience with us. And I think this will be really beneficial for the EPs who are willing to come in the future. And on behalf of AIESEC, we wish you very well for your future endeavors. Hope all your dreams come true and all the endeavors come true for you.
Thank you.
And that's all for today. Ayubowan.
Ayubowan.